Welcome to this edition of Banking Frontiers, wherein we are at the Insurance Institute of India's headquarters. Today, insurance is one of the fastest moving spaces, which is growing at a double digit. We can't say that every industry is doing the same double digit growth. While the economy is leaping so fast, insurance is one space which is growing so fast. And education in insurance is very important if we need to go on milestones in the insurance. We welcome Mr. Satpathy. This interaction is something which is going to be very, very useful because insurance education is prime. And we are at the headquarters of the official body which certifies for people in the insurance education. First of all, congratulations on your winning the Association Award, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
What are the new initiatives that have been taken by Insurance Institute? As we have won the award, there have been a lot of initiatives. Can you please tell us as to what are the initiatives that have been taken in the recent past?
Thank you, sir. It's a good question. Let me tell you, this research institute started its operations in 1955. So it's going to complete 68 years of its existence in 30th of June this year. So since beginning, it has got its main focus. The objective is to impart education and training on the insurance domain to the entire stakeholders, industries. So it has developed its own flagship programs, which has been going on for last 68 years. Apart from that, the new initiative we talk of during the pandemic time, when the entire world was come to a standstill, I think it is a very nimble-footed organizations like III. It has started its activity through online mode immediately. By April 2020, III started imparting training online and also conducting professional examinations world over through a AI-based remote proctoring concept as introduced. So even candidates across the globe also used to appear for the professional examinations sitting in their home, even in lockdown conditions. So that was a new sort of technology was adopted by III. And then we have gone into hybrid mode of training. Basically, people not able to come to physically to attend classes or to undergo any training. So we have started not only online, but also sort of hybrid mode wherever it was feasible. So these are certain new initiatives started. And then, of course, we have been introducing new courses in our curriculum also. Of late, we have introduced the courses on marketing also in the corporate compliance, governance, risk management. So new certificate courses are introducing. So we have got our own internal committee also. We recommend and suggest to us what are the new things should be introduced. And of late also we have started taking some sessions or arranging some programs for the implementation of IFRS in our country, which is a new accounting system. So those are the new initiatives I think III has been taking, and we are quite contemporarizing our topics which will be relevant to the today's industry as per the industry requirement. We are trying to update and upgrade our course content also so that it will be in the larger interest of the industry we are taking care. And of course, what are the IRDAI, the regulatory body is expecting III to perform also, that also we are taking care of. So in a way, we are quite responsive to the demand and what are the things emerging in the insurance sector, we are responding appropriately.
Great to know that, sir. If I sum up what you said, one thing is you have adapted to technology very fast. You could conduct exams across the globe using AI technology, which is very good. No wonder you got this award, because this is something, the transition that people will have to make. Secondly, catering to the world demands today is what Insurance Institute is doing. Great. Now, the regulator is bringing in, or for the matter, the ministry is trying to bring in a method by which even the insurance companies will be allowed to distribute financial products like mutual funds. Naturally, this is going to be a huge thing in the Indian market because Indian insurance companies have a great footprint, and this is going to be a wonderful thing for the financial market to really expand. What are your thoughts on that, and how the Insurance Institute is developing its curriculum towards these new thoughts?
Yeah, it's a very good question, sir. If you look at this, allowing insurance company to market other than the core product of insurance, is basically you are catering to as a entity to the entire citizen of the country and offering them financial solutions. Okay. Now, the financial products are all a sort of a synergy to each other. This is complement and supplement to each other. If you go for a insurance product, maybe a product like mutual fund or a banking product also, it's all go together. I mean, if you're having a wide network of distributions, I mean, as an intermediary, see, ultimately the same intermediaries are operating in the same market and offering the same type of product, but in different, getting license maybe from different entities. So why not to have a sort of a composite license? As an intermediary, you got a composite license to sell, and also being a company, you also have got a composite license to sell different financial products. Right. So it is the integration of composite license of the distributors to the composite license of the insurance company, so that ultimately the target audience, the target citizens, the target group of customers are same. So the customer will have a sort of one-stop solution. If it comes down to a company's office somewhere, though, you have under a sort of a mall concept. Under one roof, you get multiple products. So that's a good idea, and they will have a much more larger penetration to the market so far the financial inclusion is concerned with the banking product or insurance product, or anybody wants to invest into the equity market through a SIP mode or mutual fund. So it's a question of a customer have a multiple choice through a single point of contact, and you will have a multiple choice at your disposal. So it will be a win-win for customer point of view, for the company perspective, also the distribution of the intermediary point of view. So that's a good thing. As an institution, we are into the education training. Actually, our responsibility to develop that competency and the skill of these people to understand these nuances of this plethora of financial products available. Basically, to understand the product itself, how this product can supplement each other. So basically, the educating the people, the customer at large, also educating the executives who will be the driving force behind this composite way of marketing, and also educating, training the intermediaries. So, I mean, a customer awareness is to create. So, basically, you have to create a awareness sort of campaign where I think institutes will play a big role there, right. Because we not only operate at one location like Mumbai, we have got associated institutes spread over 91 locations across the country.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So, there are people who are manned those associations by our insurance executives only, right. Who are actually on they are the employee of LIC or GIC company, who are doing honorary service of running those associate institutes, who does a lot of activity like awareness campaign. They do local seminar, and so that spreading the message of insurance and making the understanding of the insurance in the common masses, they are doing that. So naturally, this awareness of the public as well as educating and developing the skill of the agents or the intermediary who will be ultimately distributing these products, and also the employees of the insurance company who need to understand the other company products. Suppose I am an insurance employee, I maybe know my company product, but I may not having that understanding of the mutual funds or the banking products. So possibly the multiple product you have to understand as a company person also. Right. The people down the line, the frontline managers, the salesperson, they should understand that. I think III has to play that training part of it, developing the capacity and the competency of the skill of the people who will ultimately supporting all these three entities like customer as well as the company and as well as the distributors.
Especially a premier institution like Insurance Institute of India, who's been very prominent, plays a crucial role, and as you said, you are getting geared up for that. One question I have, sir, from the life insurance industry, I feel the actuarial sciences to a great extent mature and people have the actuarial science in right place. Somehow I always have a feeling that in the GI space, the actuarial science is yet to mature to that level, given the complexity of the products, the climate change that's happening. So somewhere I feel the GI actuarial science has to mature to a next level. Your thoughts on that, sir?
Yeah, right. Actually, that is actually I think in of late when this industry conclave takes place, that was a concern raised in India. I think the number of actuaries, there is a gap between demand and supply. There is a huge gap. The number of actuary requirement is quite huge, but then currently I think now actually is less. That too, particularly in GI segment, definitely there is a less. But as a III, basically it is if you understand, I think there is a insurance. Actuaries Society of India or the Institute of Actuaries of India, IAI, who are actually the body who actually take care of the training the candidates conducting exam for the actuarial side part. So they are the entity IAI who actually takes care of creating actuaries or sort of conducting exam for the actual examinations, and that is there. But is it Insurance Institute of India, because of we are in the insurance domain, we have got certain courses, exclusive courses for the actual part of it also.
Okay.
So there are 4 or 5 papers are there in a professional examination, part of the associateship, part of the fellowship exam of III. We have certain course curriculum which is covering the actual subjects also to develop the capacity or to give some sort of a insight or knowledge about the actual science apart from other aspects, other line of business. So partly we are supporting to that, but we are really not into creating actuaries.
Okay.
The actuaries not coming through the III.
Right.
They are coming through Institute of Actuaries of India.
Okay, yeah.
So, but then yes, we have got our own courses, 4 or 5 courses covering actual part of it, which a candidate, anybody interested to do our fellow or associate, he can select those subjects and get himself updated about the actual subjects.
Today, the regulator is very keen on reaching out to every citizen in India towards the insurance products. In an endeavor to do that, what thoughts from the regulator on reducing the capital requirements, licensing of more companies in the Indian space, and also specialized insurers on different lines of business. And when it comes to all these things, a lot of intermediaries are going to be licensed, a lot of companies are going to be licensed, which means the role of insurance institute becomes very critical because a huge number of licensed entities are going to come into the Indian market. And obviously, the premier institution or the prestigious institution of Insurance Institute of India plays a key role in developing the market forces to this level. So, what are the initiatives that are being thought about in the expanding?
So it's a really quite, in a way, it's a challenging, it's a great opportunity for the Institute of India now to, will have a much more, you can say, footfall into the institutes. More people coming, more companies are going to get the license to operate. So naturally, there'll be manpower will be engaged, there'll be distributors to be engaged. So naturally, each one of them, whether is a company, people or the distributors will be associated with those companies, they need to understand the insurance subject is a financial sort of a risk management tool. So the entire insurance and object knowledge need to be understood by them, and how do you market it. So being a training, very naturally we will have a much more demand in the market, because our demand will be definitely more, and we are geared for that. In fact, we have to conduct more training programs, not only even institution, maybe you can say sort of a training on the wheels concept. Maybe we have to go around the country to cater to those training, depending upon where the the company requires us to do the training. Maybe we have to support the industry in that line. Now there will be a lot of competition, of course, will come off. So how do you basically to understand which company or which product or which is better, unless you have the complete understanding of the whole concepts of insurance on the basic fundamentals of insurance. So actually you need to develop the professional competency of the person concerned. See, is simply talking of insurance by the distributor not enough, unless the people who are ultimately going to the operational part of it, the claims or the underwriting, these are the certain final aspects of this insurance. Then you need to understand the underwriting part of it, the claims processing, the how to assess the risk part of it. All these are the theories of insurance. The theoretical part of insurance, I think, take care of by III Insurance of India to develop the capacity to have the complete trained manpower. You will have it. So naturally, our demand will be definitely much, and we are definitely has to come up to the expectation of both those company people as well as the entire industry for that matter.
When we are talking about trainings, and today the buzzword is online training, offline training, etc. Do you feel selling a product, abstract product like insurance, which is more effective, online or offline? Any thoughts on that, sir?
Went off this e-commerce, the way now everything is available on a push of a button and touch. So naturally, everything, the products are available online today. So we cannot be exception. We cannot be stay away from this market as insurance. It has to be available online. Of course, online doesn't mean that you go and click, because the insurance products are not very simple products. It's a very complex product. So maybe you can understand by going online what are the product's features, what are the benefits of this product. Maybe to take a final decision whether to buy this product or any other product suitable. The suitability of the products for looking to the need of the customer maybe you require an advisor for that. So there has to be a combination of both online understanding the products, buying online, but then maybe some sort of a human intervention is required where our intermediaries or the distributors play a very key role. So there has to be a combination of both online as well as a intermediary assisted online buying it. So see, even if today if you look at even a pharmaceutical industry, or if you look at the health sector, now if you have some health issue also, you can go buy online and see what are the medicines available. But you cannot go and buy the medicine online and take it yourself. Someone has to prescribe it, or somebody has to advise you, look into your physiology and your other health issues. So similarly, the insurance also is sort of a product like this. It has to be, it can be a very good combination of both online as well as offline. And for that only there is so many intermediaries are involved in the market today, and they are the real advisor. They are not only advising a product, basically they are giving solutions to you. They are a financial consultant to you. So naturally that has to be a good product. But yes, there are some very vanilla simple products available where need not to understand, like a product called term insurance. If you look at the life insurance segment, it's a term insurance. But if someone takes a policy covered for a huge sum assured or some insured value, if something goes wrong with the person, if he is prematurely expires due to accident or otherwise also, insured value is given to his family. So it's a very simple product. So that can be purchased online. You don't require any advice. Only thing you compare the price of the products across the different companies. You can choose it. That's most of the companies are providing this thing online, and there are particularly all the young customers are very comfortable buying those type of products online. But beyond that, if it is a market link product, or if it is a sort of a called with a risk cover with a savings element to that, so there massively buying of online may not be really sort of take care of your all understanding and need of the product. Maybe an advisor will play. So you have to consult somebody as a financial consultant who has got expertise on that marketing. So it has to be there. But then yes, going forward, as you understand now, regulator is also talking in terms of a exchange in the insurance section, like Bima Sugam is coming up, where everybody can onboard it to that. So you're buying servicing of the products, insurance solution can be done through that exchange. Even the agents or intermediary also can log into that. They can also key into that Sugam platform, and they can also provide this advisory services in the exchange itself, in the Bima Sugam platform. So it's a sort of a very revolutionary thing is going to happen very shortly, which IRDA has already started working on that. So, but then intermediary has to play a role. So everything cannot be through online means online, and has to be offline combination has to be there.
Sir, presently, as I observe, Insurance Institute caters to essentially the insurance companies, employees, and also I feel Insurance Institute also caters to some of the brokers. At the same time, I feel there is a lot of scope. If you look at the most of the IT-enabled services from the international market being outsourced to the Indian market, almost 60 to 70% on the BFSI vertical is coming from insurance. Have you thought about anything to do for the IT-enabled services on the insurance domain? Trainings at III.
Yeah, it's a good question, sir. In fact, we appreciate this point. Basically, today it's not only insurance associates or the people who are connected to insurance need to be understood, but even as a consumer, you need to understand about the insurance, because you are the buyer of it. So number one. Number two, the IT, basically ITS companies. See, basically the IT, now if you look at the insurtech companies are coming up, you are developing technology for the insurance market or the insurance industry. So unless you have the understanding of subjects, possibly you are developing any IT solution not be foolproof unless you understand what the insurance companies are looking forward to. So yes, we understand this. Definitely there is a scope or opportunities there to cater to those sort of segment of population of the companies like ITS company, BPOs, who are either developing IT solutions to the insurance companies for the client, or at least to understand the basics of insurance. So in fact, we have been approached by some of the IT companies to take classes, to arrange training program for that.
Nice.
Basically, the training would be catering to the basic technical subjects of insurance.
Right.
Only to educate those company people on the insurance subjects.
Right.
They need to be trained. So they are basically a group of potential candidates or the trainees from those companies who need to be trained, and the company were approaching us, and we are already designing exclusive training module for them to cater to those type of company. But the number is very few, but we are quite responsive. I mean, just when any company or any wants to respond to us or coming to us with a sort of a requirement program, as you call the training need of their organization, we are responding very fast and we will arrange the program. But yes, that part, to penetrate that market, to go around, to touch to them, possibly we need to communicate to them also, maybe to make them aware that your people need to have trained also. Possibly they have not looked at that way, possibly to expose their employees to that of training. One nice thing is happening that even now today's doctors, the TPAs, the doctors, they are coming forward to get trained in the health insurance part.
Right. So, as I could understand from the Secretary General, the Insurance Institute is allowed to help all these companies in the IT space and the fintech space to develop the domain expertise in insurance. Any thoughts on recognizing this and reviving back those awards for the toppers in subject-wise or licensure topper, fellowship topper? Any thoughts on that, sir?
Currently, we are having certain sort of a recognitions program like that. In our annual general meeting of institutes, we do once in a year.
Right.
We do invite the toppers in the different papers and subjects which are in the professional examinations, licensed associate fellow, who are the scoring highest mark in any paper. Those are the candidates are being invited to our annual general meeting, and we recognize them and reward them. So cassette is there, but not in a mass scale. Only the toppers.
Toppers.
So some paper that is there. But then definitely is a good suggestion. In fact, I mean, good idea, thought you can say. Definitely will try to imbibe or introduce sort of things. Currently, we are thinking of maybe a alumni meeting of our flagship program. Like we are having 2 postgraduate diploma courses we are offering here in tie-up with the Mumbai University. That is postgraduate diploma in health insurance and insurance marketing. So these candidates or students who are completing these courses are in the health insurance as well as in insurance marketing. The alumni meeting of those who have successfully completed those PG, DHI or DIM courses, we will be holding sort of annual meeting of those alumni. That is one we are planning to do that. We'll start off that one maybe, but and one more idea, or you can say started off, one scheme was called continuous professional development.
Okay.
The CPD.
CPD, okay.
The continuous professional development, which in fact this institute has introduced in the year 2012, in fact, where actually based upon, I mean, we are having so many, almost you can say there are almost 40 plus fellows in the country, and around 40 plus associates are there. So how this fellow and associate member of III is contributing to their employer or to the society by way of insurance is concerned. So the continuous professional development. So it will be a development for those certificate holders, diploma for further activity by doing certain insurance activity, and also to contribute to their employer wherever they are located, also to the institute also activity. One thing, of course, we are doing it that this associate fellow certificates.
Right.
Once somebody completed this associate fellow,
right,
the certificates generally used to also send across to the candidate directly. But some locations depend upon the associate institutes who are quite active in the locations. We are sending diploma certificates to the associate institutes to call a meeting of those people and distribute it in a function over there.
Okay, thank you, sir. Definitely, as it branch out, Insurance Institute is the only recognized institute in India which is awarding the degrees, and very popular not only in India, amongst all the developing nations in Asia. Any thoughts of branding Insurance Institute across the globe, sir?
We have been in touch with some of the other country, other locations, those dealing with the insurance sector. There is some sort of virtual meeting taking place from time to time, and we are trying to position institute also in those markets. To look at the number of countries where those countries people are appearing for a professional examination through a remote proctoring or earlier in a physical mode, is around 45 countries are having access to III courses.
Oh, nice. Okay,
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It is not only SAARC countries or neighboring countries, but also around 45 countries people are appearing for professional examinations. In some of the countries, the number may be less, but then there is a scope for increasing the number. And we have getting good references from other countries like South Africa. So that sort of activities we've been doing it. And definitely we'll try to collaborate more with more other such institutions. And last year, in fact, we signed MOU with Thailand. Institute, Sri Lanka. So neighboring countries
Right.
have been doing that.
Okay.
But yes, USA, UK market, we will have to penetrate that. But right now we are having some tie-up with some of the such entities at USA who are offering us or providing us some sort of academic content for develop some programs or some course material over here. We are having certain some courses which is being offered here, but we are having that content support from getting from some of the entities based at USA.
Thank you so much for this interaction. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.